All right, welcome. My name is Tyler, and I'd like to take you on a tour of the Audience Discovery portal. First things first, there are three key sections in the portal. The first is a free-form search capability. Second is a section about top categories that we see on the open web. And the last section highlights concepts that are trending up or down. One thing to keep in mind is that the data you see here is actually changing all the time because the artificial intelligence behind this portal is continuously monitoring the audiences for any product, service, or brand on the internet at all times, and identifying the things that are receiving the most engagement at a given moment. If you come back here in another day or so, you might notice that the categories or concepts have changed. While celebrities is number one right now, it may not be next week. Our AI recognizes change and attention, and those changes are reflected here. Almost everything in the portal is clickable, so you can explore as you like. For example, if we scroll down and look at trending concepts, we see the concept Aaron Rodgers. You can click on Aaron Rodgers, and the AI is going to generate detailed information on the audience it associates with Aaron Rodgers. In the context of this portal, you can think about Aaron Rodgers as a product, and think about the information that's been generated here as the potential audience that's interested in the Aaron Rodgers product. Let's go to the top search bar here and dig into an actual example. I'll type in the American workwear retailer Carhartt. So this brand is generally known for blue-collar workwear coveralls and hard-wearing clothing. So let's click on Carhartt and take a look at what our AI knows about Carhartt. As you can see, within seconds the AI generates its assessment of what the potential audience looks like for Carhartt. At the top, we see some general information on audience size and the growth trend for this audience. I'd like to focus on this circle area here because this is really where the differentiation of our AI is relative to existing methods of ad targeting and audience creation. It's worth pausing a moment to look at the way that marketing has been conventionally done for at least 2 or 3 decades with this guy. In the modern way of doing advertising, all the technology and systems typically key off of an identity, the identity of this person or people that look like him, while continuously trying to add information on top of this person's identity, and the things that you see around the circle here: income, age, demographics, interest, etc. This is the way it has worked. You just keep adding more and more information, then you try to find a bunch of other people who look like this person because you know the same things about those people. And then that group of lookalikes collectively becomes the audience and who you end up marketing to. What we are trying to do here at Inuvo is change that identity-based paradigm. Specifically, we wanted to create a privacy-safe technology that was independent of individual identity. So we went through language and we said, language could be the proxy for an identity, meaning there are certain concepts that are probably associated with Carhartt, for example. And if that's the case, why don't we focus on trying to figure out what those concepts are, and then work on improving the AI's understanding of those concepts, extending, if you will, the knowledge of each concept, so that we could effectively get to the same place in terms of its ability to find an audience without identity, and more importantly, successfully improve upon that data. With that as background, let's explore Carhartt some more. This section displays a cluster of concepts that the AI has already associated with Carhartt. There are actually thousands of concepts that our AI can associate with Carhartt, but we only show a handful here for simplicity. A few interesting things about the Carhartt concepts we notice right away is Matthew McConaughey and Jessica Chastain. You may recognize these names as Hollywood actors, but somehow they're associated with Carhartt. These interconnections are the AI's way of saying, hey, there's a connection here between Europe, Dearborn, Michigan, Jessica Chastain, and Matthew McConaughey with Carhartt. So how does that manifest itself? And what's the importance of that as it relates to the advertising side of the equation? For Jessica Chastain and Matthew McConaughey, it turns out, were wearing Carhartt jackets in the movie Interstellar. That's cool. The AI figured that out. So what does that mean? Consider the likely hundreds of articles written about the movie over the years. The AI can instantly associate Interstellar and Carhartt and decide to buy a media spot because the audience that's looking at those pages about Interstellar is an audience that should be interested in Carhartt. And the placement of that ad has nothing to do with the consumer that's in front of the screen and has nothing to do with their identity. And therein lies the privacy component of this technology and the power of it to be able to understand all of these concepts rather than user data and demographics. Now let's further explore the audience for Carhartt. Our technology goes way beyond the general makeup of a prospect audience by using these concepts, but it has the ability to generate demographic information. Concepts, not demographics, drive audience selection. Demographics are inferred from a collection of concepts. So what the AI is saying here, which I find kind of interesting as the split between male and female is basically half and half. But note, the star here. What the star is telling you is engagement scale, with females at a score of 76, where 100 is the highest relative engagement. This means that the audience of females is a strong candidate for Carhartt retail products, as they are very engaged online with this brand and their products. This doesn't mean that males aren't, but since there is no star, it means that the engagement rank is below 50. This same engagement scale applies to all the demographic categories in this view. Like age, for example, you could look at the less engaged categories here and consider that's opportunity to serve an underserved audience segment. And with that, we at Inuvo thank you for taking the time to learn more about the Audience Discovery Portal. This concludes our tutorial, but if you'd like to learn more about customized insights for your products or services, please reach out to us. Now go discover!